Hello everybody, welcome to Display TV. I am your host, Sarah Pribis, live from New York City. How's it going, friends, on this fabulous Tuesday, probably Wednesday for some of you? I've been having a lovely day. The weather is fine here in New York. It is teasing us with a little bit of spring. I can't wait. There's some good stuff happening in the news, which reminds me, let's find out from all of you. I love to hear the good news. Let's keep it positive. Does anybody have anything good that happened to them today, or anything good? Maybe they read a headline that was some good news. You want to report it? I'll kick things off a little bit. So maybe some of you didn't know that we had a little thing called daylight saving that occurs here in most of the states here in the US, right? So this is a thing where we turn our clocks ahead, we swap them back, and maybe some of you figured this out because you missed trivia yesterday. We didn't even think to remind some of our international audience that yes, we pushed our clocks ahead because we do this to sort of adjust the time. But today, we actually pushed through in the Senate that starting in 2023, November of 2023, no more changing of the clocks. We're finally getting rid of this. How crazy is that? Did you all hear this news? There we go. China Thug says International Daylight Saving is in a couple of weeks. Chaz says, yay. Did anybody read this news about daylight saving being abolished here? Oof, I mean, I'm pretty happy. I'm gonna say bye-bye to seasonal depression, or at least, that extra hour that starts to sneak in, right? I love it. Hey, Louise T, welcome on in. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We're kicking things off with some good news. So if you have some good news to report, throw it in the chat and I'll read out your headline. Maybe it's you got a promotion. Maybe you're seeing family that you haven't seen in a while. Maybe you're planning a vacation. Maybe you earned more on display than you're used to seeing in that bank account. I want to know, what is the good news, friends? Give me the good news tea. I want to know. Gary Michael says, yeah, we should do it this November. That, I would love to bump that up. The fact I just announced that the Senate passed through that we are getting rid of daylight saving, but it's not happening till November 2023. We got to wait a little bit. Yes! Did you hear the news from me? I love being the bearer of good news. I'm excited about that. So your turn. Be the bearer of good news. Throw something in the chat and I'll shout it out. Again, it could be really simple. There's a lot to be grateful for. Maybe you had tacos to celebrate your Tuesday. Maybe you just went outside and the weather was beautiful. Give me some good news, friends. That's what I want to see. All right. In the meantime, kind of along the same lines, tell me, how are you feeling today? How are you feeling today? I'll make it easy. You can choose from 3 options. Spring is in the air. There's a spring in my step. Let's spring into action. I know what I'm selecting because truly we hit almost 70 degrees here in New York City. I'm expecting the flowers to be blooming anytime now. Take a nice little walk through Central Park. Oh, it was gorgeous. It's supposed to be gorgeous again tomorrow. Then we've got St. Patty's Day and I think another beautiful day on Friday. So I'm in it. I love it. 71% of you are with me. You said spring is in the air. I smell it, I feel it, I taste it. I don't know what spring tastes like, but I'm telling you, it is here. I'm getting that umami in my palate. Yes, all right. 14% of you said spring in my step, and 14% let's spring into action. Spring has sprung. We're getting there, and I love to see it. But if you're just joining us right now, I have invited all of you, right, to put in some good news in the chat. Again, maybe it's the weather for you. Maybe you get to reunite with some family. Maybe this is your good news, right? Maybe you're just, you're excited that you're tuning in. Maybe you're planning a vacation, or maybe your display earnings are up. Tell me your good news so I can shout it out. All right, Mark Foot, thank you. Appreciate that. Spring break is next week. Woo, woo. What are you doing, Mark? Any fun plans? Are you going anywhere? Are you taking some time for yourself? JDM says, congrats, America, on abolishing daylight saving time. Yes. Fun fact, there is no S in daylight savings. There you go. It's actually just daylight saving. I learned that hosting trivia. I learned a lot hosting trivia, which, by the way, we have coming up in about 25 minutes. You can win $500. Seriously, daylight saving. I was saying it wrong like my entire life until I hosted a game where the fact was it's actually just daylight saving. What else? Oh, Mark, you're visiting me to drink that coffee. right? We learned that on trivia. I love that, regurgitating the facts that we learn here on trivia. We don't just make money playing trivia, we actually learn. We test our knowledge. Mind blown, says JDM. I'm here just spreading the news, spreading the knowledge today. And speaking of knowledge, let's help you learn how to earn more on display. Let's talk about how to earn that money on display, shall we? Do we know? Are we all familiar with the tips that I shout at the beginning of this show every single night? If so, help me out. Help a friend out. I didn't see too much good news in the chat. This is your chance to shine. Put in those tips in the chat. How do we earn money on display? Don't take it from me. Take it from somebody in the chat. Now, I'll kick us off. Posting. That's it. That's pretty much it, right? That's the main thing. You got to be posting that original content. You got to be engaging with others. You got to be showing up on this app consistently. So if you're here, that is a great first step. And I'm so happy to help you. Again, my goal really is that you leave this 30 minutes a little bit happier than when you came in, right? That I can maybe distract you from what's going on in your life. Maybe you learn something. Maybe you connect with somebody, right? But you leave a little bit happier. That's my goal here. And if you learn or earn along the way, woo, added bonus. Okay, so you gotta be posting in order to earn money on display. And what I mean is that there's a couple of different ways once you are posting to actually see that money come into your display bank account. So the first thing is that your posts circulate in other people's feeds. So if people are following you, if they're sharing your content, maybe it's coming up on somebody else that follows them, or if you're posting to communities, your content is coming up on other people's feeds. And if you're confused about communities, you have questions about them, good news for you, we're actually gonna be doing a deep dive on communities today, so I can explain that a little bit further. But the basic gist is that the format, when you're scrolling through your timeline or feed, every 3 posts, there's an ad. So it goes 3 posts from other creators, 1, 2, 3, and then you see an ad. The money from that ad goes 50% to display and 50% to the 3 creators whose posts appear above that ad. Those are your dividends. So if you're looking in your display bank, you're seeing how all your earnings are broken down, you'll see dividends. That's what that means. The second thing is the support me button. So this is more something that you're tapping on another creator's post. So you see another creator's post, you want to say thank you, you want to help them get paid, you can tap the support me button, which is located on the bottom right of their post. It says support me, or you can see the little yellow S, right? So you can like something, you can comment on it, you can share. That's all very helpful, and we love that. But if you want to directly contribute to a creator actually getting paid on this app without taking out your wallet, right? So you're supporting them directly, you're contributing to them making that money, but you're not actually paying them any money, you're gonna wanna tap that support me button. And what that does is that takes you to an ad. If you watch that ad all the way through, the money from that ad goes 50% to display and 50% to the creator that you just supported. So go out of your way tonight, after trivia maybe, right? Or even during a commercial break, go out of the app for a second, go find someone in your feed and go take 30 seconds and say thank you by tapping that support me button, because you can actually look at who's tapping support me on your posts, and that way you can say a little thank you back. So maybe it's just a little transaction, right? Somebody says thank you to you, go back and say thank you to them. Or you can just find someone and give them a little extra, put a little pep in their step, add a little smile to their day for no reason at all other than you like their content and you want to do something nice. Okay, now the third way that you earn money on this app is by inviting your friends. So to do this, you actually have to generate your own unique link or QR code. So I want you to go to your main menu, and then you're gonna tap invite your friends, and you'll see that you have both of those options available there to you. So you can either copy the link, which is your unique link, or use that QR code. You can share it to other social media apps. You can text it to your family or your friends. Let them know, hey, set up a profile on display using my code, using my QR code, and you actually get paid to post. So I guarantee you a lot of your friends, your family are already on other social media apps posting, probably not getting paid for it. They can put that same content right up here on display and get paid. And then that helps you get paid, because every single person that you bring on this app that uses that code, you make 10% off of whatever they end up earning forever and ever and ever. You make 10%. So if they end up making $100 on this app, you make 10 just for bringing them here. So make sure you're using those links so that we can trace those referrals back to you. Hello, everyone that's just joining us. Welcome on in. We've been talking about how to earn money on display, and now we're about to dive into communities. which is great because communities are another way that you can earn. It helps you connect with people, and it actually also helps you earn. So, what I want to show off is some of my favorite communities in this app, the first being all about display. You want to learn more about display, but you don't want to hear it from me? Go check out this community. They're really great on keeping on top of everything that's happening within this app. They can help explain things to you. You can see Kathy Hull right there, right? Guess what? She's coming on our show on Thursdays. So if you enjoyed our interview with Mark Foote, we've got another creator from this app coming on. Kathy Hull's coming on Thursday, so definitely don't miss that interview. We can find out how she uses display, some of her tips. So again, you're not just hearing it from me, and we'll show off some of her content as well. And you can get to know somebody new on display that you might not know. Or if you know Kathy and you just want to tune in to support her, you should definitely check that out on Thursday. Let's go back to some of our communities. We've got Foodlicious. Yeah, I don't know who doesn't like food. Is there anybody that doesn't like food? That's the question I really should be asking. If you don't like food, why is what I want to know. So this community is dedicated to food. You can see there's about 25,000 members of it. People are just posting food left and right. You can share your meals that you're eating. You can have food coming up in your timeline or your feed because you're following this community. It's a great way to earn extra money because, again, let's say you're eating dinner. You don't necessarily want to share that dinner photo to your profile, to your regular profile. You could share it directly to Foodlicious because that's the type of content that people want to see there. And then anybody that follows Foodlicious will see that post in their feed, which, as we talked about, goes back to you making those dividends payments. So just think about that. All right, let's go back into our communities and show off a couple more. We've got Bitcoin, a little something for everybody. Who's into that cryptocurrency? Let me know in the chat. If any of these resonate with you or you're a member, shout it out in the chat. Bitcoin, anybody? Going once, going twice? No Bitcoin? All right. Andrea Raquel, I haven't seen you in forever. Hey, sugar-free coach. It's so good to see you. Welcome on in. Oh, this makes me so happy when I see old friends in here. All right, let's keep it going with some communities. We've got anime. Like I said, a little something for everyone. If you're an anime fan, drop a little emoji in the chat and let me know. Pets? Come on. I know there's pets owners in here. We got cat owners, dog owners, people who just like looking at cute little furry creatures. Who loves pets? Anybody in the chat? Am I the only person that loves animals? All right, Andrea, I see you. Hey, hey, hey. So good to see you. All right, I guess nobody likes pets. That's fine. I'll keep posting photos of Sophia whether anybody likes it or not, just for myself. Sometimes I do. I post just for myself, and that is okay. All right, next up, we've got fitness, working out. Now, see, this one I would expect to get a little less support from. People are like, don't remind me. I set a New Year's resolution. I haven't been sticking to it. You know what? Maybe being in the fitness community would help you be more accountable, right? Maybe it would motivate you to actually try someone's workout or try someone's healthy recipe. Communities are great for that. You know, maybe it's the type of content that you just want to be seeing in your feed that you're not seeing enough of. All right, let's go back to our different types of communities. We got cars, luxury vehicles. Maybe you don't have one. Maybe you just like to look. Maybe you like to see what other people have. And imagine that you could be driving one of those. Or maybe you do. Maybe you want to show off your car. Brag about it a little bit. I don't have a car. I ride the subway. I live in New York. There's not much room for a luxury vehicle here. Next up, we got NCAA sports. Any of my sports fans here? We're into March Madness. I mean, this is a little bit different, obviously, NCAA, but right, you get the idea. Maybe there's a March Madness group. Go check it out. Sugar-free coach, thank you for chiming in. Andrea loves pets, right? I said, who doesn't love pets? Who doesn't love pets and who doesn't love food? Two things that are very hard to dislike, in my opinion. Sports, now, okay. I don't dislike sports, but it's hard to make me watch them. I'll just end with that. All right, let's go back to our communities. And that's the good thing about communities, right? You can find the thing that appeals to you. You don't have to join all of them. Find something that resonates with you. We got video games here. Who's a gamer? Any gamers in the chat? Everybody's so quiet tonight. It's okay. We're just kind of getting to hump day. We're not even there yet. I feel you. It's hard, right? That midweek slump is real. Let's keep it going. We got world traveling. Again, another thing I think that is hard to hate. I love seeing travel content. I love planning bucket lists of places that I want to go. And honestly, seeing the world traveling posts in my feed kind of helped me map out where I want to go. Where do I want to go on my next vacation? I don't know when that's happening, but I'm like, oh, cool, South Africa? right? I want to get there. I saw some photos from South Africa. I want to get there, right? And then I start to plan. You could even connect with people in that community who you see posting those photos and be like, hey, did you have any favorite spots when you were there? I need some recommendations. I'm planning a trip. So again, great way to connect with others. And ultimately, it does help you earn more money because if you're posting directly to communities, that's coming up in anyone that follows that community's feed, even if they don't follow you. So it's a way to get more exposure. All right, now let's show you how you can make your own community in case you're not seeing something that you want to be a part of. So we're going to go to the people icon on the bottom, and you'll see here, if you've joined communities, they'll be listed there. But if you toggle over to where it says create community, you'll be prompted with all of this. So you can add your community name, you can add a cover picture, a description, you can choose the topic that best represents that type of community, and then you can decide what type of content moderation you want, right? So you can decide, hey, I want to be able to approve every single post before it shows up in this community to make sure that it's posted in accordance with my theme or topic. Or you can say, hey, let's let it be a free-for-all. If people want to post here, I'm going to let them post. So whatever you decide for your community, you can do that. Has anybody started their own community? Let me know in the chat. I'm curious, has anybody started their own community? In the meantime, I got a question for you. Maybe you're not inspired to start your own community. Maybe you're just excited to join. So what kinds of communities are we going to join, friends? After all of that, is there something that you're excited about? Is it food, drink? Is it travel? Fitness? Hobbies? I don't know what hand signal to do with that one. Sports? Pets? I'll pet myself like a pet. That works. Okay, which one are we thinking? What are we looking to join? Okay, yep, after my own heart. I knew it. 53% of you. Food, drink. Yeah. If you're not a member of Foodlicious already, I highly recommend. 5 stars. Would give it a great Yelp review. We've got 20% travel, right? Yes, again, agree. 10% on sports and pets, and then less on fitness and hobbies. You know, it is interesting to see this change week to week, because I remember, I think it was just last week, we had like 40% of people that were really excited to get going on hobbies. And I'm curious, did anybody follow through on that? Did we start or join any communities around hobbies? And if so, what were they? Let me know in the chat. In the meantime, we got to keep this show going on the road. Does anybody like, I don't know, pop culture, celebrity news? Because in that case, you're going to excel at our trivia practice question tonight, which is the very real question from tonight's quiz. We're asking about Taylor Swift's dating history. Do you know it? Trivia is coming up, by the way, in 13 minutes for $500. But let's see, we're gonna give you a little helpful hint. Do you know anything about Taylor Swift's dating history? Because that is the question that I am going to ask you now. See how you do and then reveal the correct answer. I want you to order Taylor Swift's romantic partners from oldest to most recent. We've got Jake Gyllenhaal, Taylor Lautner, Harry Styles, Joe Jonas, John Mayer, Lucas Till, John Mayer, Calvin Harris, Tom Hiddleston. And you know, these aren't even all her boyfriends. No shade. Listen, you know what? I am all for exploring and finding your perfect match. And I do believe that there are multiple perfect matches for one person. So which of these correctly orders Taylor Swift's dating history? Are you a T Swift fan? Are you a Swiftie? Any Swifties in the chat? All right, let's see how we do here. Okay, are we taking random guesses on this, or do we actually know it? That would be impressive if you actually... I'm a Swiftie, and I can say that I would not know this question off the top of my head. Right now, we're tied. 40%, 40%. All right, for the bottom two. So 40% of you are saying Joe Jonas, then John Mayer, then Lucas Till, and 40% of you are saying John Mayer, Calvin Harris, then Tom Hiddleston. And now we're inching up to the middle answer. I'm gonna reveal it. This is question 8 from tonight's game. We're looking, friends, at the third option is the correct one. John Mayer, Calvin Harris, Tom Hiddleston is correct. So the option that has Calvin Harris in it, that is your correct answer. Who got it? Who is kind of very knowledgeable on T Swift's dating history? Or maybe, again, it was just a lucky guess. I'm curious. Who got it? Anybody? Going once? I know at least some of you. Yes, Gary got it as a Swiftie. Gummy Nuggets, remembers articles. Chick B, what's ridiculous? You not keeping tabs on pop culture, on celebrity dating news? That's what I check the headlines every day when I wake up. I kid, of course, but you know, I dabble. I do a little dabbling. Chico99FB said, not a Swiftie. Kathy Davis said, no. Furuichi said, I guessed it correctly. You know what? It's a good thing that we asked that question for the practice question and gave you the answer. How about that? How about we look on the bright side, friends? Again, another bright side, we're giving away $500 in like 10 minutes. If you can answer 10 questions, or in your case, 9, since I just gave you one of the answers, I mean, you're in a good spot to continue on with your week. Maybe buy yourself a taco for Taco Tuesday. Okay, speaking of earning and not from trivia, let's get into some of that original content because you earn when you post. So let's show off some of that original content that I found in the app today. We've got this first one from Kathy Davis. Kathy, I think you're in the chat. I think I saw you said you didn't particularly know that trivia question, but you do have a grandson that is having quite a lot of fun in this photo. How cute is this? Kathy, when is this from? This is adorable. How sweet. How many grandchildren do you have? If you're still in the chat, let us know. And what is his name? Yes, what a cutie. I love it. All right, next up we have Razvan B. Bezid Lake in Romania. That is gorgeous. I love a nature photo. Better yet, a nature photo that incorporates the personality behind it, right? It's always nice to see the person behind the photo. I mean, I like a straight up nature photo too, but it's always nice to get a glimpse of the person actually behind the profile. Levi, that's a great name. So sweet, I love it. Then we've got this shot. Do you guys recognize this person? We've got Tiki and Tracy. Anybody watching Real Housewives of New Jersey? Because Tracy's on it. Yeah, Tiki Barber's wife is a main character this season on The Real Housewives. She's crushing it. We got Tiki, you know, coming back with a show very soon here on display. He had a show previously. It's pretty good stuff that we have both of them here on the app. Loving it. All right, next up we've got this one from Pies Percy. Oh, speaking of food, we talked a lot about food tonight, but that, my friends, looks absolutely delicious. Crabs, sign me up. And I love the caption on this one because he said, it's always worth the allergy attack after. Oh boy, oh no. Does anybody have a food that they're allergic to that they still eat anyway? Or maybe you're allergic to an animal, but you just can't help yourself. Like you're a dog lover and it gets you every time your allergies flare up, but you're like, I gotta pet this dog, I gotta do it. Let me know in the chat right now if there's anything that you're allergic to, but you just cannot resist. You go for it anyway, it's worth it. Oh gosh, Sugar Free Coach says, I'm allergic. What, to crabs, Andrea? And she said, no, it's not worth it. Gary says, I'm mildly allergic to cats. Anybody else? Oh, Kathy, dogs, and you still have a dog, right? Do you have one? Oh my goodness, and I love that. That's so sweet. Lang Louis says, my oldest son is allergic to dogs. Oh no, the sacrifice of being a parent. And Sugar Free Coach said, all shellfish. Oh, I feel your pain. Oh no, yes, Kathy, I thought so. Nugget, oh, so sweet, right, because we have Pets Place, we have the Pets Community. I love that. Of course we have Nugget. Okay, let's go back to original content. Casa Dulce, J-Holes08. We've got this gorgeous photo, Nature's Beauty. Again, these are the fresh blooms that I want to see because here in New York, they're coming. I'm going to get you some flower photos. Things are about to start blooming. I'm feeling it. Spring is in the air, like we said. Next up, we got one from Maddie26. This is cool. I love an artsy photo. I love something where it's like a silhouette or a shadow. Your identity is like your shadow, not always visible and yet always present. Yeah, get creative. Angelica Bravo says, lovely. Yeah, right? It's so simple. If you're taking a little walk and you see, oh, you know, this could be a little artsy fartsy, maybe I'll take a photo. Grab it and put it on display. I love stuff like this. All right, then we've got Casa Dulce Casa. Yellow, beautiful flower. Again, those spring blooms. Please, if anything's blooming in your area, put it up. Hashtag spring 2022, spring has sprung. I don't know, get creative with your hashtags. I'm looking for all the spring photos right now. I'm manifesting it. I cannot wait. Then we've got one from Migs Mori. Look at that, nice and warm where you are by the bay on the dock. I cannot wait till we're in that kind of weather here in the city. And finally, we got one from me, S2, the best place in the world, my home. This is in Brazil. And again, we're just manifesting that warmer weather, right? It's coming. I feel it. Just like trivia is coming up for 500 bucks. We got 10 questions. If you can answer all of them, you win a piece of that pot. I'll see you there. friends, Romans, countrymen, displaybes. Lend me your ears so that I can welcome you to an all-new round of Display Trivia live from New York City, of course. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Sarah Pribis, and thank you for joining us today on this beautiful Ides of March. And now, if you're like me and didn't know that months could have their own Ides, well, get in line, sister. I'm here to set the record straight and let you all know that the Ides of March is the day in ancient Rome when Julius Caesar was quite literally stabbed in the back by his political adversaries who had, get this, right, pretended to be his friends. Now, displaybes, I have never been betrayed like that, but I have asked for extra honey mustard sauce for my chicken strips only to be given one measly container. So, I think I have a pretty good grasp on what's going on here, and it's not good. And the last thing that I want for all of you today is to feel betrayed by me. So let me go ahead and fill you in on the rules. To set the scene, just like pretend that I'm reading off a scroll and I'm wearing a toga. I'm kind of wearing something like a toga. Anyway, you'll have 10 seconds to answer 10 questions each. When a new question appears on your screen, choose carefully because once you tap, there is no going back. If you get one wrong, keep playing for fun, yeah? Make sure you're connected to Wi-Fi, you're holding your phone vertically, and finally, your winnings will appear in your display bank account if you're actively posting and have your profile all set up. Now, in the spirit of ancient Rome, let's put it to a vote. Would you rather hail Caesar, hail a taxi, hail damage? Does the Caesar come with anchovy? Great, yeah, I'll take one of those. Does the taxi come with a quiet driver? Great, yes, I will take one of those as well. And it looks like 52% of you are hailing a taxi, hopefully straight to this game. Hell yeah, you are. Let's take it away. It's time for Display Trivia. Question 1. Which of the following dishes share a name with the Roman Emperor Caesar? Salad, cannoli, clam chowder. Which of the following dishes share a name with the Roman Emperor Caesar? Salad, cannoli, clam chowder. This food is supposedly not named after this emperor, but if I were an emperor, I would totally 100% name things after myself. I mean, like, look at Mickey Mouse. I don't even think he holds any political power. He's just like a figurehead of Disney, and you can't leave the parks without getting a Mickey bar. No, legally, you have to. Okay, so, that's just a rule that I made for myself, but I'm sticking to it. Probably would have felt better if I had gone with the Caesar salad, but here we are, eating Mickey bars and churros for dinner, and man, is it a delight. Caesar was the chef who invented the salad, but it's often associated with the former Roman emperor. 94% of you got that. Question 2. All of the following are recurring Y2K trends except low-rise jeans, velour tracksuits, bonnets. All the following are recurring Y2K trends except low-rise jeans, velour tracksuits, bonnets. Anybody in tonight's game remember Y2K? Like the concept around Y2K. Y2K was nuts because we were literally worried that all the computers would stop working. That because the year was going from all 9s to all 0s, the computers would get confused. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. And I should know because I got involved in a lot of conspiracy theories. In fact, I read a lot of really interesting books recently about aliens and Illuminati. Did I say books? I meant one guy's online manifesto. But it's free for all. You should really check it out. A revitalization of Y2K is bringing back low-rise denim and matching sets, but bonnets are a little less Y2K and a little more turn of the century. 85% of you got it. Question 3. This character in Shakespeare's telling of Julius Caesar warns the main character to beware the Ides of March. Soothsayer, Brutus, Calpurnia. This character in Shakespeare's telling of Julius Caesar warns the main character to beware the Ides of March. Soothsayer, Brutus, Calpurnia. Again, in case you don't know, the Ides refer to the 15th of the month. And I can never remember which Ides to beware of, so I'm usually just like pretty cautious around all of them. Well, I mean, April 15th is tax day, so that's a good one to look out for. But in addition to that one, I'm always playing it safe. Is the 14th today? Okay, yeah, that's a good day for me to make sure my doomsday bunker is fully stocked. If Caesar was that important and bad stuff could happen to him, well then who's to say a regular Joe Schmo like me shouldn't be a little more careful in her day-to-day, okay? The soothsayer, basically a fortune teller, instructs Caesar to beware the Ides of March. But does he listen? Not a chance. No, he does not. 85% of you got it. Question 4. To the left is the first lyric in a song by which artist? Mary J. Blige, Beyonce, Adele. To the left is the first lyric in a song by which artist? Mary J. Blige, Beyonce, Adele. This artist basically owns this phrase. And I know what you're thinking. No one can own a phrase. Well, you know, that's how iconic this person is. She can have anything she wants. Look, before Prince, we didn't know colors could belong to certain individuals, but then Prince came along and blew that notion right out of the water. So yeah, you know, Miss Beyonce legally owns the direction of left. Every time you turn left, she collects a royalty check. Gosh, she's talented, gorgeous, and has a knack for business. That is our girl. 93% of you got that, and you're right. So let's go to Q5. Which of the following sets of opposites is incorrectly matched? Impartial, biased, awe, contempt, zenith, apex. Which of the following sets of opposites is incorrectly matched? Impartial, biased, awe, contempt, zenith, apex. You know, they say opposites attract, but they also say things like early bird gets the worm and the grass is always greener. And I'm like, stop talking about what's going on in the backyard to avoid helping with the dishes. But opposites do attract. I mean, I didn't believe this for the longest time until I saw a 2-for-1 Taco Bell KFC combo. It felt right, you know? It was like one of those things I didn't know I needed until I had it, like a weighted blanket. Oh, that thing is a game changer. But I'm getting sidetracked. The only non-antonyms on this list are zenith and apex, which essentially mean the same thing. 88% of you passing your SATs here on display trivia. Halfway there, question 6. The ancient Romans used human urine in all of the following ways, except to pickle vegetables, for oral hygiene, to bleach their clothing. The ancient Romans used human urine in all of the following ways, except to pickle vegetables, for oral hygiene, to bleach their clothing. The fact that there is not just one way they used human urine, but ways, multiple, that these people were coming up with to use urine? I mean, it doesn't sit right with me. You know what this also tells me? These Romans were not drinking enough water. Oh no, 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 no. They were chronically dehydrated, because when you're drinking enough water, well, you can't use that pee for anything. And before you point fingers at me, no, I don't know from experience. It's just an educated guess. And if you ever bring up the time I had to pee on my own jellyfish sting, well, that is rude, because I asked you to never bring it up, even though I am the one bringing it up now, okay? Okay. The Romans found a myriad of disgusting uses for human urine, most notably for killing bacteria in their mouths and to keep those togas pearly white. 83% of you got it. Question 7. The first synthetic fabric was primarily used in what garment? Rain boots, pantyhose, protective gloves. The first synthetic fabric was primarily used in what garment? Rain boots, pantyhose, protective gloves. Synthetic fabric is one thing, but apparently companies are starting to make NFT versions of their clothes and accessories for people to wear in the metaverse? Okay, so you're telling me that I can get dressed without ever having to get dressed? You're telling me I can attend a business meeting wearing nothing but my birthday suit? Look, as long as the avatar has shoes and a shirt, we got service, is all I'm saying. I mean, I'm still a bit iffy on how all of that works, so for now, I'm gonna keep my pantaloons firmly in place. My pantyhose, though? Not a lot of people wearing them these days, but when they were first made into nylon stockings in 1939, they were all the rage. 89% of you got it. Question 8. Select the list that correctly orders Taylor Swift's dating history from oldest to most recent. Jake Gyllenhaal, Taylor Lautner, Harry Styles, Joe Jonas, John Mayer, Lucas Till, John Mayer, Calvin Harris, Tom Hiddleston. Select the list that correctly orders Taylor Swift's dating history from oldest to most recent. You read and you select from the list of names. The only thing more difficult than keeping up with Taylor Swift's dating history is trying to decide what to order at the darn Cheesecake Factory. Sometimes fewer options isn't a bad thing. Also, another thing, Cheesecake Factory, some hamburgers are good even without adding onion rings to the top. It's true, sometimes the burger is okay by itself. Also, What business do you guys have doing any of this? You are literally called the Cheesecake Factory. Stay in your lane. I'm sure if we have any Swifties in the game tonight, they remember this all too well. And the only correct lineup of T Swift's exes is John Mayer, Calvin Harris, and Tom Hiddleston. Although she did date every man on that list one time or another. 81% of you got it. Maybe you tuned into the pre-show because I gave that answer away. Question 9. All of the following were part of the ancient Roman calendar except calends, nones, ovums. All of the following were part of the ancient Roman calendar except calends, nones, ovums. Looking at this really makes me think that our calendars today are so basic. I mean, sure, I have that dinner coming up this weekend, and oh yeah, my GI doctor appointment at the end of the week. But other than that, yeah, I'm pretty open. Oh no, but Thursday won't work because that's my book club. Well, maybe we could try for Wednesday? Oh, you have your adult recreational kickball games on Wednesday? Sure, yeah, no worries. Why don't we just meet up next week? Oh wait, next week I am volunteering at the library. Well, no, I didn't sign up. I just figured I would show up and see what they needed help with. You know what? Let's circle back. All Roman months began with a calends. 31-day months had a nones on the 7th, and obviously the Ides fell on the 15th. 84% of you got it. Are you ready? Because it's time for the final question. Question 10. Which of the following tools has never been included in the utilitarian device manufactured by Victorinox? USB charger, cheese grater, ballpoint pen. Which of the following tools has never been included in the utilitarian device manufactured by Victorinox? USB charger, cheese grater, ballpoint pen. Any serious outdoorsy person is sure to carry around one of these at all times. Yeah, if you think about it, it's basically the analog precursor to the iPhone. Hey, real quick, let me download a wine key onto my Swiss Army knife. Some Swiss Army knives actually are equipped to open wine, but I've yet to meet an iPhone that can do it. Think about it, I mean, you can put pretty much anything on one of these bad boys. But in all of the recorded models ever made, never has there ever been a cheese grater, which blows my mind because anytime I've ever gone camping, I have absolutely needed my shredded Parmesan. 78% of you got that. Oof. 12% said USB charger, 9% said ballpoint pen, but if you guessed cheese grater, you got it. You came, you slayed, you displayed your knowledge, and you are gonna get paid. How many winners do we have tonight? Shout out those scores. It's only Tuesday. We still got 3 more games this week. 284 winners. Bravo, I love it. That means you're taking home around $2. That's about all I can manage in the math. I just read the questions. You do the math. Let's see, Facts Guru got a 10. Who else? Ren Dizzle got a 21. No, Ren Dizzle 21 got a 5. Gary Michael got an 8 out of 10. Ash Schnorr got a 10 out of 10. Who else? Any other winners? China Thug, 10 out of 10 today. Angelica Bravo, 7 out of 10. Ribbiter Big 7. 7 is great. Don't be mad at yourself. Tim Dozer, 9 out of 10. Mac Jose got a 10 out of 10. Hopefully we cheered you up a little bit, Len36. Capper 7 got a 7. Nunes Wendy got a 5. Finn 7 got a 9 out of 10. User 1, that is the first display user you see right there. Woo, very cool. We got Langley just cheering everybody on. I love it. Fatima got a 5 out of 10. Friends, thanks so much for playing. Again, if you need a little extra help with trivia or how to earn money on display, I give away an answer every single night starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern in the pre-show. So tune in 30 minutes before trivia to get it. We'll see you all tomorrow on display.